Chapter 22. He tried to call Lisa as soon as he got back home, but she was out with her family. Then, after dinner, he tried to call Anna. The phone rang and rang. He let it ring 20 times. He counted the rings. Then, his head spinning with frightening images of Brad's furious face, images of Anna's fear, images of Anna falling down endless basement stairs, he hung up. He tried 5 minutes later, and 5 minutes after that, letting the phone ring 20 times each call with the same results. What if something had happened to her? What if Brad, in his rage at seeing them together in the restaurant, had done something to her? No, he couldn't allow himself to think that, but he had to. Brad had already killed once, or so Anna believed. Who was to say that he couldn't kill again? Standing with his red face pressed against the restaurant window, his eyes bugging out, his mouth twisted in fury, Brad had certainly looked like someone who could kill. Corey picked up the phone and, ignoring his trembling hand, dialed the Corwin house again. Someone picked up on the sixth ring. Yeah? Corey recognized the harsh voice. Brad? I know Anna's there. Put her on the phone. Anna isn't anywhere. Anna is dead. The phone clicked off. Brad had hung up on him. What did Brad mean? Was Anna really dead now? Had Brad just killed her? No, there's just never Brad's sick, twisted fantasies. Or was it? Corey realized he had no choice. He pulled on his jacket, ran down the stairs two at a time, and grabbed the car keys from the front entranceway table. Hey, where are you going? His mom called. He mumbled an answer. He wasn't sure what he said. He pulled the front door closed behind him, and a few seconds later, he was speeding through a thick, wet fog, driving blindly, with Anna's face as his only guidepost, driving once again to Fear Street. Anna, be alive, he said to himself. Please be alive. Be alive. Be alive. The windshield wipers, clearing the wet fog from the glass, clicked the rhythm to his words. Be alive. Be alive. Be alive. The drive seemed to take hours. Finally, he pulled up the long gravel drive to the Corwin house and squealed to a stop. Not turning off the engine or the lights, he threw open the car door and ran up the porch. He stopped at the front door, raised his hand, and knocked, and heard a loud scream. A scream of anger, of fury. He's come for me! Let me go! She's alive, he thought. Without hesitating, he pushed open the heavy wooden front door and burst into the house. He found himself in a dark, narrow entranceway with a small coat closet along the wall. He inhaled the powerful smell of mothballs. Beyond the entranceway was the living room, lighted only by a small flickering fire in the fireplace. Let me go! He heard Anna scream. He's come to see me! Me! His heart pounding, Corey ran to the living room. There on the floor in the front of the fireplace, Anna and Brad appeared to be locked in a desperate fight. She was sitting on his chest, struggling to remove his arms from around her waist so that she could stand up. She managed to pin his arms down, but Brad reached up a hand and pushed under her chin until her head snapped back. Then he quickly rolled out from under her and gave her a hard shove that sent her sprawling toward the fire. With a loud groan, he climbed to his feet, prepared to attack again. Corey hurtled across the room, his arms outstretched, ready to help Anna any way he could. Hearing Corey approach, Brad turned around, startled. But he turned too late. Corey leapt onto his back. Corey drove a fist into Brad's side, and both of them fell to the floor and began wrestling to get the advantage. Corey, you're here! Anna cried, recovering and moving away from the fire. Brad swung around, trying to land a punch in Corey's midsection, but Corey scrambled away and the punch went wild. Get out of here! Brad shouted, saliva dripping down his chin, his small eyes wild with rage. You don't know what you're doing. You don't want to be here. Too late, Corey cried. He lowered his head and rammed into Brad's chest. Brad cried out and staggered backward. Help me, Corey. Please, help me. Anna was shrieking from the corner of the room. She was holding her hands over her ears as if trying to shut out a deafening sound. But Corey and Brad were scuffling in silence now. Brad was soft and not very powerful, but he was bigger than Corey and seemed more experienced at fighting. He spun Corey around and shoved him hard into the wall. Dazed, Corey dropped to all fours and tried to shake it off, but Brad leapt quickly onto his back and began pulling his head back. My neck! You're gonna break my neck! Corey screamed, but his cries made Brad pull it back even harder. Help me, Corey! Help me! Anna continued to scream. wedging himself tightly in the corner of the room. Still pulling Corey's head back, Brett lifted Corey to his feet. Corey struggled to breathe. He realized he was about to go under, about to lose consciousness. The pain made it so hard to move, so hard to think. Somehow, he grabbed the vase off the table beside the couch. It was heavy and nearly slippery except from his hand, but with one last burst of strength, he brought the vase down hard over Brad's head. Brad's eyes shut tightly from the pain. He uttered a short cry that faded as he dropped to the floor. Corey, gasping for air, took a step back, trying to ready himself for Brad's next onslaught, but it didn't come. Brad fell heavily onto the floor and didn't move. He was unconscious. Before Corey could regain his balance, Anna was in his arms. She threw her arms around him, nearly knocking him over, and pressed her face against his. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you, thank you. I knew you would come. I knew it." Corey's heart was pounding so hard it felt about to explode. His chest heaved as he struggled to catch his breath. His muscles ached from the strain of the fight, and he began to feel sick to his stomach. "I knew you would come. I knew it," Anna repeated, pressing against him. We've got to call the police," Corey said, trying to back away from her grasp, trying to calm himself, slowing his breathing. "Thank you for saving me. Thank you." Her breath was hot against his cheek. He looked down at Brad, still sprawled unconscious on the carpet. "Anna, please, we've got to move quickly. Brad won't be out for long." Corey pleaded. He wasn't sure Anna was hearing him. "We've got to get you away from here. We've got to make sure you're safe from him." "Yes," she whispered. "Yes." She took his hands and started to pull him toward the stairway in the front hall. "Come with me, Corey. We're alone now. He can't bother us." She kissed his cheek, his forehead. She gave him a devilish look. "Come to my room, Corey. He can't bother us now." "No, Anna, please!" "We've got to call the police," he insisted. Her eyes were wild, unreal, like big blue buttons. Her face seemed to glow with excitement. "Anna, Brad will wake up soon. We can't—" She pulled him up the creaking uneven stairs. "We have to celebrate, Corey. You and me. Come." A sexy, inviting smile spread across her face. Her eyes grew even wider, even more opaque. Corey gave in. He realized he couldn't resist her. He started to follow her up the stairs. "I want to show you something, Corey," she said as they reached the landing. "What? What is it, Anna?" "This," she said. The smile faded instantly from her face. Her eyes narrowed. She reached down to a low table in the narrow hallway and picked something up in her hand. What was it? Corey tried making out in the dimly light hallway. She held it up. It was a silver letter opener shaped like a dagger, sharp as a dagger, too, from the looks of it. "Anna!" Corey felt the fear well up in his chest. "This will take care of Brad," she said. She plunged it through the air, a practice swing. "No!" Corey yelled. "I won't let you." "I won't let anyone stand in my way," she said. "Not even you." She raised the letter opener above her head. She moved toward him, brandishing it like a knife. In the shadowy light, her face became hard, frightening, ugly with hate. "Put that down," he cried, backing up, confused, not sure this is really happening. Hadn't he just saved her? Wasn't she just in her arms thanking him, inviting him up to her room? "Anna, what are you doing? Stop, we have to call the police." Her eyes were clear and cold. She didn't respond, didn't seem to hear him. She swung the letter opener down fast, trying to stab him in the chest. Corey leapt backward. The blade missed him by less than an inch. She lunged forward, raising the blade again, preparing another attack. He backed up, raising his hands to fend her off. "Anna, what are you doing? Anna, please, listen to me." His back, he realized, was against an open window. He had no room to move now. She moved quickly forward, thrusting the silver blade in front of her. He tried to move back, dodge out of the way. She lunged at him. He tried to jump out of the way, lost his balance, and fell back, out the open window.